Hi everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph, and today it's getting a bit cold. It's late evening. Well, no, sorry, it's early evening. It's about 4 o'clock, and light is just about leaving me. So I'm gonna have to make this a pretty quick one. But I'm not gonna go ham on it. I'm just gonna not necessarily take my time, but I'm not gonna rush it either. So we are working on my Chinese elm today. Now this one, it used to be, well, I never really liked this one because once I bought it, it was a store-bought Chinese elm, but I did like the shape of it, and I thought, I can work with this one until I got to the roots, and then I absolutely despised it. And I thought the only way I can work on this one, and I thought, oh, I'll make it a root over rock, and I'll deal with the roots later. So I really liked it. I worked on the top, and then later on in life I got to the roots, and then I decided I didn't like it anymore, so I sort of neglected it a little bit. I just left it to grow, and then surprisingly enough, because I worked on it and then I did all the detail work and set it in motion, and I left it, them roots that I also already worked on and started to develop really nicely, and they started thickening up, and then the other branches that I started around it, well, it started to grow into a really nice bonsai. And then I come back to it and I thought, you know what, I'm going to continue with this, and then we'll work on the roots and we'll see how it goes. Well, I've never been back to the roots because, well, I've not got round to it. So this year, come spring, we're actually going to get back into the root system and see how the root over rock system had actually taken. And I can actually see the surface roots on it, and they're actually thickening up, and they're taken to the rock just by sight alone. So I'll show you in a second. But the top itself is actually doing really well, as you can see in the thumbnail. So let me show you. It is actually been defoliated because I defoliated it before we started this. So this is actually my Chinese Elm, and actually it's one of my better ones, and it's one I actually really like now. I never used to like it because obviously the roots put me off it, but it was an S-shape to begin with, and what I did is pretty much chopped off all of the original branches, and then I grew my branches back in, and then I did the clip and grow technique, as I always promote with my Chinese elms, because I don't like the original branches that are already come with it. They're already bent down and there's no movement to them. So I chop them off, and then I grow my branches, and I do clip and grow, so they've got natural movement to it. Right, they're not exactly natural because you're forcing the movement on it, but you know what I mean. It's more natural than getting a piece of wire and throwing your S-shaped bends all over the tree. That doesn't look natural to me. So the branch movement, or the actual trunk movement is unnatural in terms of that's manufactured, that's got a big S in it, and the actual, you can't really see because my tortoise is in the way, but I've got what looks to be like a little leg like this, and then I threw a big stone. It wasn't massive, but I threw stone in it just here, and then the root has actually started to develop over it. So I've got another root just here. Let me see, just here. So I've got a root that's grown over the rock, and that started taking a hold, as well as the other roots as well in there. So yeah, didn't really like it. I just threw a stone in there and just thought, whatever, and I'll come back to it. And then as I left it, the roots, the branches that I started to take and I put in there, they started to thicken up. So I come back to it and I let them grow out. They thickened up, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, I really do like the top of this tree. I'm actually gonna work on it. So I worked on it, cut, snipped, let it grow. I cut, I snip, I let it grow. And then, well, here's my tree. Look at my tree. And then, yeah, this is the silhouette with no leaves. So as I say, with a Chinese elm, even a store-bought one, this is the sort of thing you can get if you put a bit of patience, a bit of love in them, and clip and grow. So what I'm going to do today is, as you see, I've already defoliated it because none of my Chinese elms this year have dropped the leaves. They've all held onto it. They've dropped like a couple of leaves, and that's it. So I defoliated it. It's took me about 20 minutes to defoliate this bad boy. So the only thing I'm going to do today is just come in and give it a trim. I'm going to just make sure everything is in shape, as in it's in a silhouette. And I'm just going to trim out the branches that's not needed and the ones that's in the awkward position. So if you can see, hope you can see that properly. I'm a bit dark on that. There you go, it's probably better. So yeah, I'm just going to get it in the back silhouette, and then the branches, the little mini branches that are growing in the little pockets here, got like all the spider legs growing. I'm just going to trim them out, get it back in, pop it back in the polytunnel, because spring is on the way. But, and I say but, spring isn't actually on the way, in terms of it is only like the, I don't know, what were we on, 5th, 6th? We are on the 8th of February, 7th of February we're actually on. I know that because I'm getting a log burner fitted in tomorrow in the house, on the 8th. 9th. So we're on the 8th. We're on the 8th. So we're on the 8th of February, right? Okay. So spring isn't here yet. It's not due for another. It's not due for a while yet. But in the polytunnel, I've already got trees that are out in bud. Don't believe me? I'll prove it. Watch. Oh, that poked me in the eye. Right. So this is a hawthorn. All right. Now, I hope you can see this. Let me get this in. Now you can see on my forehead. Ow. Okay, these have got hawthorns for a reason. They've got thorns. Look at my forehead. There's buds there. And look around my mouth. Buds. Bud. 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 Buds. And buds. Okay, so goes to show, if you've got a greenhouse, polytunnel, you can extend your growing season, and you can even start your growing season early. I'm going to get extended growing season again this year because I've got polytunnels. So, but less of my extended growing season and more of getting back into the Chinese Elm. So let's get on the bench and get working on it. Before I start this, I just want to get you a nice close-up and just look at how twiggy and how established my Chinese Elm is. Just look at that. And again, this is all because I spent the time going in there, doing the clip and grow, and establishing my tree. So if you can, the only issue with this though, is it's so congested now. I barely get in there. Yeah, so if you go in there, spend the time getting your tree established with the right, there we go, with the right techniques, you can get yourself a some decent movement and some decent branch structure. Okay, so what I am doing is I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to take a look at what branches we've got and what we need and what we don't need, and then all I'm going to do is just tidy what I do have. So I'm not going to take off anything major or anything like that. I'm just going to come in and just going to nice and easy peasy lemon squeezy, as the old saying used to be. No, yeah, just going to come in and just do a detail prune, take back, reduce everything, and anything in this area that's a bit too long and too far out, I'm going to come in and take that off as well. Okay, so but yeah, just look at all that. So the one thing I do need to do, obviously, while I'm doing this, is I do need to check the silhouette. I need to make sure that the top section of the tree, so up here, is more condensed than the lower section. So I need to make a conical shape of the tree, which we are gonna have to check out. So I need to take a step back while I'm doing this, so I can have a look in there, and then we can make sure that the the tree is obviously looking good. But most importantly, well, not most importantly, but first thing I'm doing is just going to go around. I'm just neatening up. Just going to neaten up old cut marks. So I've got one here. I'm going to take out the old cut marks, and as I say, I'm just going to come in and just take out anything that's growing in the wrong direction. So I'll start by doing that. Once I've done that, we'll have a look at the old conical shape. Right, so I went through the tree and I have took off a couple of the tiny little, well, they're not quite branches, but they're what leading into branches. So the little sections that are like that, I've just went round and took them all off because they are creeping in the very inner part of the tree, and the little sections there, and if you let them grow in, they'll eventually cause swelling, because they will grow into full-on branches like this, and then as they grow in, they swell up the area because they're in between two branches. So I went around the tree, the entirety of the tree, and removed them all, and as you can see now, you can see through the tree properly. And then what is left is all the other sections that will develop into branches that will be kept. Okay, so the ones I've removed are growing upwards in the crevices. I've not really touched anything else. So the tree itself looks like this now. Okay, so I haven't really done any detailed work because that is all that needed doing. Now the only other detailed work I need to do, okay, bear in mind, the tree now still looks, it is still in a conical shape. Okay, I don't really need to take much off, just a little nips on the ends, I think, just to neaten it up. Everything's still conical because the tree has always been a conical shape. All right, so as you can see, these are all previous cuts. The only ones I did is slight longer ones on the inner sections. So I had little ones that were just like this as well, growing in, so I took those ones off. But nothing on the ends. Okay, but I have had a look around the tree to see if I need any sections removing, and I've noticed this branch here. So this thick one here, if I look down on it, okay, I've got this section that comes out, main branch. I've got a branch comes off here, comes up, branch that comes off here, the left branch, and then this one continues upwards and goes up. Now it doesn't flow right. If you're getting close, you can see it. It's above, and then it just doesn't flow quite well. So I'm going to come in with the snips, and let's see if I can do this on camera. Looking through a camera and doing this doesn't really well. Oh, I'm gonna have to try and do this. There we go. Right, I'm gonna come on from the top. Let's see if I can just get in there with my snips. Take that out. There we go. Okay. So, although that opens it up, if you look on the, come on, focus. If you look on the current branch there, you'll see I've actually got a branch there underneath it. So this whole section, there we go. This whole section, the branch has got a left, right, left branch, and then towards the end, there's got another branch there, which comes out nice. There we go. And then we've just removed this one, and then on the left side of it, you've got another branch that comes out, a little twig there, which will grow in the branch, hopefully, as long as it stays strong. And then it comes up, and then we've got another branch. This will grow outwards as well. So essentially, this will grow out, all the branches were, this will grow out up there, and then a level of branch in here as well. Okay. Now, really, on the rest of the tree, I don't see anything else. Might need to put a cut paste on that. I don't see anything else on the tree that needs any detailed work at all. I just need to go through. I just need to go through and just make sure that if anything just needs a little clip or a little snip, just to make sure we've got a proper conical shape, so we might just need to take the ends off little sections. So if I'm just looking up and I'm clipping in, I might just need to come in and just a wee snip there, nothing major. Okay, and I'm looking down on this section here. If I look in, if I look at the tree going across, just need to come in. So okay, this one here, just here, just need to pull that back a little bit. So I've just got to make sure that that is lower, then it goes up a step, and then up a step, and then up a step, and it's coming across. So I'm just going to go through and just look, make sure all that's all right. And then I've got this one here, so that doesn't do it. It's got to be pulled up. Yeah, okay. So that one's got to be pulled in. That one there, got to be pulled back tiny bit. Spin it around, check this one out. I'm just looking through. Might not look like it on camera. It might just look like I'm just scouring each bit, but I am actually looking through and I'm just making sure everything steps up in the right order. But again, it's nothing major. Just again, we've just got to snip back. Just going to pull that one there. Tiny little snip, nothing major. Same with this one here. Little snip there. In fact, we might need to go back. There we go, couple of snips. This one. Now, I can see I've got this long bit here. I'm just going to come on and just make sure that doesn't stick out too far. So I'm going to come in from the top, have a look. Do you know what? It's okay. I think maybe it could probably do with being reduced back a little bit. And I'm thinking, so this one here is there, so ideally it's probably going to need to be coming back to there, like there. And the same with this one as well. This one's going to need to be reduced back there, so it steps out from here to here to here. And then we're looking at this section as well. There we go. It's like a set of steps. So think of this one, then it goes up, then you're going up, then you go up. So set steps, one bit at a time. Now I know it might be a bit of a jerk movement. That's how it's got to be. Okay. Everything's looking good. All right, quite happy with that. I can see, so as you can see it, it's out, step up, out, steps up a bit, steps up a bit more, steps up a bit more, steps up a bit more. So it's nice triangular shape. It's triangular shape from that angle. You move round, it's a triangular shape down that way. It's a triangular shape that way. And if I spin it around again, is it triangular shape this way? Yep. Right, let's move the tree again. Okay, wow, we've got a bit there. Now, that bit sticks out like a sore thumb. Let me put that back on there and let's see if I can deal with that. Okay, that is the only one that sticks out. So it's that one there. Okay. But it's also in that direction there. So maybe, I think, if I can look at it, I might have to just take this bit off. So that top section right there, we're gonna go ahead and lose it as well. Right, so there we go. From that angle, we're good. And then the same angle, you can see it's now correct. There we go. Okay, winner, done. it's gotten dark pretty quick. Now, the camera, luckily enough, is making it a lot lighter than it actually is outside. It's pretty dark now. I've got no lights outside. My light's not coming. Oh, there we go. Lights come on. So, hopefully, now the light's popped on, you can see the tree in all its glory. Now, we're just waiting for spring to come along, pop us some buds, and we can see how awesome this tree is going to come. Oh, I wish this light would stay on. But, nevertheless, the tree is done. It's very, very conical. It's awesome. We've got some brilliant branches. As soon as this starts budding out, I need to get this out of this pot, check out the roots, and it's a root of a rock, so I might have to look at putting it in another container, another pot. But yeah, I need to check out the roots soon and see how this root of a rock's doing. But the tree itself is doing really well. I really like this tree. As you can tell, it is absolutely awesome. It's very, very gnarly. With a bit of work and a bit of time, you can get Chinese elm looking like this. And as I say, this was one of the trees that I really didn't like, but with a bit of time and a bit of effort, a bit of clip and grow, you can get your trees looking something like this. And this is actually one of my better trees in my collection now. So yeah, just look at that. So not all my trees are sticking pots. I do actually have some good trees in my collection. So I really need to show you and actually work on the better trees. Yeah, let's start doing that, eh? If you like this one and you want to see more of my better trees, stick around, I promise. Leave a comment down below. If you leave a comment down below saying work on your good trees, I'll work on my good trees. So stick around, hype the video, get it out there, like the video, and subscribe to the video. No, subscribe to the channel, yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go put it in the tunnel. See you guys. Thank you.